Hello, it's a pleasure to be speaking with you all. Today is Tuesday, September 27th, 2016. My name is Timothy Halloran. I am a human being. I am a living creature, a part of this life matrix here on planet Earth. And so in these bi-weekly videos, we talk about our interdependence with life on this earth, being that we are one with nature. And so as the seasons change, so do we. And we are in this period now where the seasons are changing. And this is coming as a relief, I believe, for many of us, as the last month of September 2016, it was a pinch of a month. It was intense. We had a lunar eclipse conjoin Chiron. We had Saturn square to Neptune. It's been a pretty bleak, pretty intense, depressing even time. And many of us have been diving very deep into our own wounds, extending into our childhood, into our past, even our past lives. And so there's been a lot of cathartic purging and releasing of inadequacies, of insecurities, fears, and again, just a general feeling of constriction has been majorly going on these last several weeks. And as the sun does rise and set, as we dive into our own past and aspire towards the future, things always do change. And so, for many of us who did dive deep and did purge out many things, there may be a sense of incoming flexibility, spaciousness, room to breathe again. And this is the sun conjoined Jupiter in Libra as of yesterday, the 26th. And we have a new moon coming up at 8 degrees of Libra this Friday, September 30th. And so, let's talk about the seasons of change. Let's rewind a little bit. Let's talk about this Mercury retrograde has just finished up. Mercury turned direct on September 23rd and has been stationed in trine to Pluto these last several days. And so these last several days have been changes of direction, realizations, a very deep, passionate, penetrative type of mind and thinking. And these changes of directions, these realizations can partly be what's taking us into the future now. And what we can say is much that's happened this last month that has been rather deep and cathartic. There has been a regained appreciation of life, of our relationships, and of course, who we are sharing with. And this is coming into the Libra time. And so let's talk about Libra time. This begins officially every single year on the autumnal equinox. This is the exact moment that the sun enters Libra every single year. So I'm going to spend a few minutes clarifying how the zodiac is actually determined, because you may have noticed every several months there is a resurgence of these stories that because the constellations have moved via the precession of the equinoxes, the zodiac is wrong and astrologers are crazy. This is an old story. It resurfaces every several months, which we have to thank, firstly, on part of the media, which likes to gain popularity through sensationalism. So yay, this is a topic that really gets people going every several months. They get to repeat the same story. Everybody gets very excited that the zodiac has changed and there's now 13 signs, which is, of course, total bullshit. The second factor is, of course, the scientific community that really thrives off of putting down the metaphysical community, or as they refer to it, pseudoscience. And they have their own reasons for doing this, and they're rather good reasons, and so we don't need to get into this. Yet, lo and behold, the zodiac is a sun-earth system. It is the relationship between the sun and the earth. It is determined by the wobble of Earth's axis, creating this wobble of the ecliptic that causes the seasons here on Earth. And furthermore, many suspect that the zodiac is actually one and the same with the Fibonacci sequence, which is, again, a sun-earth having to do with the life on Earth system, pattern that repeats into everything that we know in life and nature. And so, it is the cardinal points, it is the summer-winter solstices that the sun exactly enters the signs of either Cancer or Capricorn, and there are those invisible lines on the earth where the sun reaches those points and there's a change of direction. This is what changes the seasons. This is what changes the zodiac. So now we had the autumnal equinox, which was last Thursday, September 22nd. This is the point where Earth's ecliptic, the equator, it's exactly aligned with the incoming rays of the sun. So there is perfect day and night all on the earth. There is no winter or summer all on the earth. Rather, there is perfect balance. And so we're talking about the archetype of Libra here. Libra is represented. Even the glyph of Libra is sun on the horizon. It's that symbol of balance, even day and night. And of course, Libra is ruled by Venus. And it's the May months and the months now, fall time, that we have Taurus and Libra time, which are these periods of the most beauty here on earth, the most mediocrity, being in between, not too hot, not too cold. And so during these months, we in particular notice and observe the natural beauty, the natural harmony that takes place here on earth. And so we had the sun move into Libra on the 22nd, and we had Jupiter move into Libra a couple weeks ago, and Jupiter will remain in Libra through the next year. But it's now, particularly right now, that we are experiencing this Jupiterian in Libra energy. Jupiter's at 3 degrees Libra, that magic number when we're really coming into a sign. Sun just conjoined Jupiter yesterday, and this new moon approaching on September 30th will also be conjoined Jupiter. And so we're talking about the archetype of Libra ruled by Venus, and now we're talking about Jupiter in Libra. And so in this report, I'm going to talk about Jupiter in Libra, what this means and what this is going to be bringing us through this next year. And this new moon coming up on Friday, the 30th, is a very good opportunity to sow a seed of intention of what we hope to gain from this period. And Libra is the sign of harmony. It is the sign of reflection. It is the sign of the other, of the relationship. It is the sign of polarity. Again, balance. And this is an air sign, right? Libra is an air sign. It's very intellectual, very objective. There's natural creativity that goes along with this sign, and also show and telling. This is a time for us to really be coming together with other people, sharing our own values, what we like to do and share. This is the time to be sowing a seed of intention. And that's the question that I'm going to be presenting is, what do you want to share? What do you want to share? And that seed question is going to lead into us blossoming throughout the rest of this next year, allowing us to connect with other people that reflect back to us our own values, that reflect back to us our own interests. That way we can share and collaborate with like minds, doing and sharing what it is that we like to do and share. And so with the archetype of Libra, and particularly Jupiter being in Libra, I like to associate the archetype Pallas Athena, goddess Pallas Athena. Pallas Athena is a warrior goddess. She is seen with a shield, a spear, a helmet. She's intense. She's powerful. She's in charge. And simultaneously, she's a woman. She defends the women and the children. She's a defender of equality, of justice here on earth. And so she represents as an archetype social equality. This means balance between the gender roles, what this means in the world at large, etc. This is going to be an ongoing theme through the next year. Justice, equality, and the balancing of social roles. This places emphasis on relationships, how we're interacting with other people. Wherever Jupiter is transiting, it's like that energy is inflated, it's expanded, it's made more apparent. We're really seeing it. Jupiter is an illuminating planetary function. It brings to light wherever we are working in that area. And so Jupiter is illuminating the actual harmony that is inherent in nature. And with that becomes the expansion of our own perspective of how we relate to and treat the other. Okay? So this is a time of seeing not just one side of the coin, both sides of the coin. This is the phrase that we like to assign Jupiter in Libra, is the capability to see either side, right? Libras are mediators. They're natural diplomats. They don't judge one way or the other, right? Libra is the scales. It's about seeing it this way, seeing it the other way. And with that is the wisdom of interrelationship, interdependence. Oh, well, I see that you're leaning that way, but as you lean that way, this side leans this way. And so there is a tied relationship. There is a tied dynamic going on between all things in life, and we call that harmony. And there is a harmony inherent in nature that connects all things together. This next year is really a year to see this more apparently and to form connections in the world which will reflect this back to us more apparently. So we see how our own values, our own desires are reflected in our relationship and how this collaboration can work harmoniously. You take care of this thing, I'll take care of the other thing. We'll meet in the middle. We understand each other. We work well together. So with Libra, there is this seeing either side of the coin. And so there is even an interrelationship between, for example, good and evil. You know, it's like taking the black and white division between all things in reality. Oh, there's the bad guy, there's the good guy. This is what the woman is expected to do. This is what the man is expected to do. And it is, again, Pallas Athena is this archetype, is a warrior goddess, is a goddess of wisdom and intelligence. And she kind of comes in and breaks down the traditional roles and assignments that prevent this harmony from being really observed and seen in culture and the world. And of course, there's lots of stuff in culture in the world that prevents this natural harmony and equality from being seen. So of course, this does place emphasis on cultural, social roles. What is the man supposed to do? What is the woman supposed to do? We're still crawling out of this old era, the 1950s stay-at-home housewife who stays in the kitchen and raises the kids, the man who goes to work, comes home, never talks about his emotions, etc. We are obliterating these old social roles that people used to adhere to and still do very stingently, you know, if that's the word. And so what we're seeing now, sowing seeds for now and seeing blossom and grow throughout the next year, is the changing of these old structures. This is Pluto being in Capricorn. Jupiter will square that. Pluto will oppose Uranus, particularly the beginning of 2017. We see Jupiter stationed opposite to Uranus. That's when we're really dealing with the Pallas Athena, warrior goddess dynamic. And there is potential for freedom, for liberation from old limiting roles that prevented us from relating to one another harmoniously. So if there's only been male presidents, perhaps there will be a female president. And things can change around. This is a part of the Jupiter-Libra perspective. There is a mind opening in terms of seeing the other side of the fence. Okay, I was always a Democrat, and you know what? I see the other guy's perspective now, or vice versa. Maybe we've been really hard and black and white. Oh, this is who I am. This is what I do. There's no way I could change. I don't understand these people. I don't understand what that's like at all. This is the opportunity for us to start expanding beyond these limiting perspectives, to start seeing the other side, other cultures, other nations, other ways of relating. We can start to see more so the other side. So Jupiter as a planetary function is nature, is our own perspective, what we're seeing, what we're understanding. And in Libra, we are seeing and understanding the natural harmony inherent in nature. So this is a lightening up. This is really kind of light, fluffy, good energy. We had Sun conjoin Jupiter yesterday. It's like coming in. There's all of this spaciousness. I can breathe in so much more. This is the Jupiter energy. And you know, it's productive. We want to harness this time. And so, helping us in this endeavor is Mars, who just moved into Capricorn as of today. And Mars is very happy in Capricorn. Mars is Capricorn's favorite buddy because we can get stuff done when I'm going to set myself what I want to do. I'm going to build this. I'm going to construct this. Oh, there's a lot of work to be done. I can do this. I'm strong. I'm capable. I'm intelligent. I'm practical. I have all the skills. I have all the tools. This is Mars in Capricorn. And Mars is going to remain in Capricorn the next month and a half until the second week of November. And Mars is coming into a square with Jupiter now in Libra next week, October 5th. That's Wednesday, I believe. And so this is this very ambitious energy. Very ambitious. Okay, time to tackle this project. Time to get this done. Okay, let's do this. I am capable. I have the energy. I set the bar very high. I can tackle this. And of course, we do want to be realistic and practical. And fortunately, Capricorn's a considerably practical sign. It's really a time of doing what we are capable of doing. Now, sometimes when it comes to the Jupiter Libra energy, it's very light. It's very fluffy. You know, Mars square to Jupiter. It's very ambitious. And sometimes it's also Jupiter in Libra, the sun in Libra. It's like everything's so nice. Everything's so peaceful. Let's just not stir up anything. Let's not cause any problems. And it's like we don't want to go so far into the natural harmony of life that we just expect that natural harmony to take care of itself. That's the only danger that really comes with Libra is, everything's perfectly fine. Let's just leave it. Everybody's going to get along. Let's just sweep the rest under the rug. We don't want to be doing that right now. You know, we did just have Venus also just moved into Scorpio on the 23rd. I apologize all about the sound. I'm wearing a mic. Hopefully that improves things. And so, you know, it's just like with Venus and Scorpio right now, we do want to be having the important conversations that are necessary. We do want to be going deep, actually having, conflict is a necessary part of life. It's like Libra is just like, no, conflict, no, we don't do that. That's not necessary. And it's just like, okay, but it is necessary sometime. And the Pallas Athena archetype is the integration of Aries, the warrior, with Libra harmony. And that's really what we want to be doing. And there is a great opportunity to be doing so, particularly at the beginning of 2017 with the Jupiter-Uranus opposition. This is independence. This is freedom. This is us increasing the standards of ourselves as humanity. And, you know, it's like Pallas Athena. She is an androgynous archetype, right? She's integrating practicality with ideals, we can say. She's integrating the masculine force with the feminine compassion and softness. And so each of us human beings, as we evolve and as we encourage and participate in the evolution of the collective consciousness, it's like what these social gender roles mean is changing, and we're becoming more balanced. And so something we're seeing in this next year as well is very powerful women step up and come into their power. We're seeing really powerful men step up into their own gentle, own nurturing qualities and capabilities. And this is a part of the forward evolution of humanity, is the balancing out of what the social gender roles mean. So that way we can achieve actually higher standards of love, of beauty, and harmony together. So what else can we say? You know, coming into middle of October, things are going to start picking up, be more intense, more ambitious. We're dealing more with the cardinal signs now. These are the signs: Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. So we're going to have Mercury just turn direct. It's going to be forming an opposition to Chiron this approaching weekend. We also see Venus trine to Neptune this weekend. It's a really nice, idealistic, very poetic, very artistic, very creative. And again, we don't want to float away into daydream land and just get too carried away in the fluffiness. You know, this is a part of growing up, is that we don't get carried away with the fluffiness. We don't get carried away with the hard times either. We understand that these cycles and this reverberation back and forth is actually the process of evolution. It's all in service of us. It's all a part of our enjoyment, coming here as souls. And this Jupiter in Libra is about comprehending that relationship between polarities. There's an interdependence here. It's not punishment when you're on one side. It's not reward when you're on the other side. No, these are very simplistic understanding of life. There is a dance, there is a beauty, there is a harmony in all these things. You can be inspired by sadness as much as you can be inspired by joy. So we don't take these things overly seriously. But this approaching weekend, Mercury opposite to Chiron, Venus trine to Neptune, very poetic, very fluffy, very idealistic. It's a time for us to sing our song. Again, the seed intention that we're sowing on this Friday, September 30th, is what do I want to share? We want to cherish whatever it is in our heart that is just wanting to be released now. It's speaking from out of us. This is what you want to share. This is what you would like to see more of in the world. Libra is our talents. It's our strength. It's our creative capabilities. These are things that we naturally possess. Every single person has these God-given gifts. And so we're sharing them with others. Now, approaching next, or not this Friday, but the Friday after, October 7th, Mercury is going to move into Libra as well. So we really have this time of interaction with others, sharing. It's a time that can become very busy and very ambitious. Mars moving into Capricorn as well. A time to get lots of stuff done. There's a lot of creative opportunity these next several weeks. Potentially even business opportunity these next several weeks to really interact with people, form these connections, get the stuff done that we need to get done, and get into this phase where it's somewhat effortless. Oh yes, this is the physical energy that I have, and I'm using it to exert into the things that I really value, that make me feel good, so that way when I share my gifts to the world, they come full circle back to me. And this brings satisfaction. It fills us up. It makes our physical vitality even more present, even more strong, even more reaffirmed in what I want to do, my ambition, my direction, my goals. And then we go out there, we produce more, we share more, we communicate more, we express more. And then it all comes full circle once again. So enjoy this time. Enjoy the natural beauty that is circulating right now. And it is a time for us to be, how am I going to make these ideals and this vision and this beauty that's filling me up once again, how can I make these come full circle in the world in a way that does practically work? This new moon in Libra is in conjunct to Neptune. We do need to figure out, how am I going to be sharing my ideals in a way that actually meets both ends? Other people like what I'm saying. I like what I'm doing. It feels productive. It feels like it's getting a deeper level of satisfaction because I'm reconnecting with the inherent harmony that's in nature. This is a time, again, we want to be unplugging from all the distractions out there in the world, all of the one size fits all of the, oh, it's the good guy, it's the bad guy, vote for this person, vote for that person. I'm just going to say, when it comes to this presidential election and things like that, we don't want to get carried away and overly absorbed with these things right now. This is the time for you. This is the time for you to be creative. Form your groups, form your tribe, form your family, form your community. These things are outside of all that BS going on in the televisions and all this. You know, it's just distraction. And when it comes time to being active and voting, and this is something that we can use intentionally, we can put magic and intention and thought into the voting process without having to get swept away into the political banter that just sucks us dry, makes people butt heads. Again, it's this black and white. Oh, there's the good guy, there's the bad guy. It's not really like this. So my little recommendation when it comes to casting a vote or doing something like that, make it really intentional. Make it a magic ritual. Make it about how you are sharing your love with the world. And if nothing else, if the president means nothing and it's just a front and it's just a sham, if nothing else, choose someone that if they were on TV screens everywhere and their face was on billboards everywhere, they would just represent as a face something more that you would like to see in the world. and make that your intention and make that your investment. That way we can, throughout the rest of this year, and also in a couple weeks when we have our full moon in Aries conjoined Uranus, this is a time of revolution. This is a time of change. Going into October, the middle of October is going to be ambitious. We're dealing with cardinal signs now, which have to do with initiation. This is what needs to change. This is what needs to be way paved. And so I lift up my sword, being Pallas Athena. I am in service of harmony. I am in service of the compassion, the women, the children, the underdog, the suppressed. I raise my sword and I defend them, because I am a creator of harmony, of beauty, and of love in my world, being that I am connected to the sun, the earth, the seasons, and the rhythms in between. This is my nature, and as I get deeper into that harmony and that connection with the seasons, the nature, the balance between all things, I become enlightened with peace. I can bring peace into the world. This is the potential, is may I be a warrior of peace. That means you can't go beheading people. You can't be making enemies out there. This is about understanding the other side of the perspective. What creates the enemies? What creates people thinking that way? Instead of being just like, oh, these people are so deranged, they're so perverted, they're so racist. What creates this problem? Let's go over the other side of the fence. Understand what creates the other, the opposing force. And then being the warriors of peace that we are, instead of beheading everybody and letting the heads roll, creating more tension, trauma, disharmony, let's actually get to the root issues and be a warrior of peace by changing the fundamental way that we see and perceive and label things. Oh, this is what it means to be a woman. This is what it means to be a man. This is what it means to be a black person. This is what it means to be a Muslim. Let's understand the inherent harmony, interrelationship, and interdependence that each of us are a part of, being human beings, which means that we are all brothers and sisters. And as warriors of peace, that vision of humanity coming together as one tribe and one family is what we hold in the depths of our hearts and what motivates us to go out into the world and to initiate change. So this Friday, September 30th, sow a seed of intention of what you would like to share with the world in that endeavor. And I am absolutely wishing you all the best.